What happens when a music empire's golden gates break open? What if they show a maze of alleged control, hidden relationships, and scary accusations? The courtroom, usually a quiet place, has become a stage for a tale far more intense than any movie. It pulls back the curtain on Sean Diddy Combs' life. What witnesses recently said revealed disturbing things and makes us rethink everything about this mogul. The revelations began with a witness called Mia. Her identity is kept secret by the court. Her past job was helping comedian Mike Myers. Mia's court story paints a stark picture of her alleged time working for Diddy at Revolt TV. She said she lived in Diddy's houses, but he would not let her lock her door. Security guards, she pointed out, could lock their doors. She also said she needed Diddy's permission to leave. One time, she snuck out at AM to see friends. Soon, Diddy's security guards called, coming to get her. Her work demands, Mia said, were extreme. Her first day allegedly lasted from a regular office inventory until PM the next day after a studio session. Even more shocking was her story of 5 days without sleep, sustained by Adderall. She said her body finally broke down, her vision blurred, and she cried. Diddy then sent her home to rest. This alleged control went beyond her living space and work hours. It reached into forced participation in scary acts of violence, shaping her daily existence. Mia's story went into even darker parts. She described an atmosphere of pressure and shocking acts. She spoke of Diddy's Louis Vuitton med bag, reportedly full of various drugs. A disturbing story came from a tour bus. Diddy allegedly laid out 3 plates of white powder, supposedly C-cane, Kate amine, and M-lie. He made it a twisted game. She said he pressured her into snorting the drugs when she tried to fake it. Another time, she said she took MDMA with Diddy. He said, "You're part of the Breakfast Club now," meaning she was in his inner circle. The physical abuse she allegedly faced was also shocking. Mia recounted one time after a late-night party, Diddy allegedly threw a bowl of spaghetti at her at AM. She had been working since AM and was on her period. She tried to get a tampon, but Diddy reportedly screamed at her to go to IHOP. She showed him the blood on her leg, but he allegedly threw the food. She was later suspended without pay for defying him. Another alleged incident on a 2011 movie set, Diddy reportedly threw a computer at her when the Wi-Fi did not work. Mia said Swizz Beatz was there. Her phone was not safe. Mia described an incident at the Revolt office. Diddy allegedly took her phone, saying she was hiding something. When she tried to get it back, he reportedly slammed a bathroom door on her arm many times, bruising it. He then allegedly left her without her phone. She emailed his staff to tell them she was abandoned. Mia's personal struggles added to the troubling picture of Cassie's experiences. Both women described a shared nightmare under Diddy's alleged power. This included awful hotel meetings and desperate escapes from alleged physical assaults. Mia's story showed more about Cassie's experiences. She gave her account of the alleged eye gash incident. She said Cassie was reportedly thrown by Diddy, causing her eye to bleed. Stories about this event had small differences, but the core act of violence was always there. This point was so strong that Diddy himself reportedly shook his head in court when Mia spoke of it. Even more unsettling was Mia's memory of an alleged event in Turks and Caicos. She said she woke to Cassie running into her room yelling, "He's trying to kill me." They reportedly blocked the door with furniture to escape. Mia then spoke of them paddling away on a board at night, with Diddy allegedly yelling from the beach. It sounds like a scene from a scary movie. The alleged violence went on at the Cannes Film Festival. Mia testified she heard a recording of Diddy slapping Cassie, followed by Cassie crying. Mia also claimed she saw Diddy digging his nails into Cassie's arm, his teeth clenched. Later photos showed Cassie with bruises on red carpets covered by makeup. Mia also spoke of cleaning up hotels after Diddy and Cassie stayed there. She confirmed previous stories of baby oil and messy rooms. She described Cassie feeling sick and having a stomachache from a text about another hotel stay with Diddy, showing Cassie's alleged unwillingness. In one story, Mia brought something to a hotel. Cassie opened the door wearing a blue wig, looking off and quickly shut the door. Mia's shocking details emerged. At the same time, Diddy's defense continued. its strong approach. They tried to question the idea of Cassie as a victim. They showed Cassie as a calculating person in Diddy's circle, even using her alleged secret romances. The prosecution built its case around control and abuse. The defense, led by Xavier Donaldson, launched a strong counterattack. Their aim was to present Cassie not as a woman suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, but as someone who used her connection with Diddy for personal and career gains. This plan used Deontay Nash, Diddy and Cassie's former stylist, as a key witness. Deontay was sassy and did not want to be there, but his cross-examination was important. Donaldson tried to weaken Deontay's story by pointing out alleged differences in what he told the government earlier. This included Deontay's past silence about Diddy, allegedly continuing to beat Cassie after the eye gash. The defense also pointed out that Deontay had never mentioned Diddy's alleged, "I do so much for you. Can't you do this one thing for me?" comment about a free cough. Deontay's reply, "I only said what I was asked," did little to change the defense's argument. Then came the surprise. Deontay said he hooked Cassie up with Michael B. Jordan. Mia, he claimed, helped set it up. This, he said, happened after Cassie was supposedly embarrassed by a photo of Diddy off with Gina at a music festival. The defense used this, along with Cassie's alleged relationships with NBA player Brandon and NFL player Andre Branch. They suggested Cassie was not trapped, but had freedom to have other relationships outside Diddy's supposed grip. The defense pointed to times when Diddy's own security reportedly helped Cassie escape Diddy, like at a hotel or after the Prince party. This directly challenged the prosecution's racketeering argument. How could Diddy run a controlled enterprise if his own people helped a supposed victim against him? Each new piece of information turned the courtroom into a fight over what was real. This pushed the question of racketeering to the front. Diddy stayed quiet, watching, with his mother by his side, amidst the swirling accusations. The prosecution's big goal is to prove a racketeering RICO enterprise. This charge would mean individual acts of abuse were part of a planned criminal group. The defense, though, keeps trying to break this idea. They argue that any alleged wrongdoings were not part of an organized crime pattern. They were, they claim, outbursts of a jealous, crazy boyfriend or employer. The defense focuses on times when Diddy's own security reportedly helped Cassie escape. This is a smart move to weaken the absolute control idea needed for a RICO conviction. If Diddy's own staff supposedly helped Cassie against him, it makes it harder to believe there was a tightly run criminal group. The prosecution points to alleged incidents like the supposed B-ambing of Kid Cudi's car and the alleged 5-day kidnapping of an assistant named Capricorn. These sound like organized crime. The defense wants to keep these separate from the alleged personal fights with Cassie and Mia. They believe a jury might see alleged relationship and work disputes differently from typical racketeering. Diddy has mostly stayed quiet during these tough court sessions. Still, his presence is clear, especially during Mia's detailed story. He reportedly shook his head, showing disbelief at some claims. At one point, he reportedly turned to blow his mother a kiss, a small moment of normal behavior in the storm. A big question remains. Will Diddy speak in his own defense? His lead lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, once hinted it might happen, but legal experts now think it is unlikely. Putting Diddy through a hard cross-examination by a tough prosecutor like Comey is a huge risk. Every past statement, every alleged secret, and every personal detail would be revealed. His experienced legal team will surely try to stop this at all costs. The trial continues. Each piece of testimony and each strategy is not just deciding a court outcome. It is reshaping how people see an empire once thought unbeatable. It casts a long shadow over what power and fame truly mean. The court events in the Diddy trial are doing more than settling guilt or innocence. They are deeply changing how people see one of music's most powerful figures. What seemed like an empire of glamour, drive, and great influence is now facing huge, perhaps lasting damage. The many accusations are breaking down a carefully built image. They include alleged pervasive physical abuse, forced drug use, scary stories of sexual assault, and claims of a complex racketeering plan. Business deals have reportedly ended. His companies like Bad Boy Records and Revolt TV face an unknown future. The cultural icon who once led stages and industries is now at the center of a major scandal. This could change how history remembers him. This trial is not just about Diddy. It is about the hidden costs of unchecked power in entertainment. It makes us look hard at the dark side of celebrity. Fame and money, it seems, can allegedly hide disturbing truths for many years. The thin line between total power and public ruin is clearer than ever. As the truth, however messy and conflicting, keeps coming out, we are left to think about what lies beneath the surface of the brightest empires. We also wonder what this moment means for future accountability in the public eye.